Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I hope you're all having an amazing start to your week. Welcome back to our weekly Minks Monday Q&A. Before we get started, let me share the bag that I'm currently rocking, and that is the Louis Vuitton Alma BB in the Damier Ebene. All right, so let's get this show on the road, shall we? Starting with the first question from Christina. With pre-orders, you have to put down all the money up front, and it could take weeks, if not months, for it to come in. I recently pre-ordered an item, and the waiting is giving me doubts. How do you feel about pre-orders? Is it worth the wait? This is a fabulous, fabulous question. Now, with pre-orders, I kind of see it a couple different ways. I feel like I could see it both ways. The first part of me doesn't really like pre-orders, all right? Because I feel like you're tying up all of your funds in one bag that could take forever and a day for it to come in. It's almost like you're putting all of your eggs in one basket, you know? And then it's like, what if another handbag comes along that you really like, but you can't get it because all of your funds are on this one waiting for it to come in, you know? So that part of me is like, oh, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of pre-orders. The other part of me, I like pre-orders because it really helps me to keep my eyes on the prize, especially if it's a handbag that I really, really like, especially if it's a very popular handbag. Because let's be honest, I feel like gone are the days when we can go into any boutique, regardless of the fashion house, and be able to pick up a popular item that's just sitting on the shelf. Like that never happens because they're always on pre-order or they're gone before they even hit the floor type of thing, you know? So I feel that with the pre-orders, it really helps you to get the item that you really want. It helps you keep your eyes on the prize, at least for me anyways. And that way I'm not distracted with impulsive purchases. You know, even though I don't do them as much as I used to, still, sometimes I feel like I end up seeing something and I'm like, all right, you know, I can make it work or you know, and the whole old Minnie definitely comes back into the picture. So I have to try to tame her so that way new Minnie can focus on what's really going on, you know, on the task at hand. So it's like this struggle that I have anyways. But yeah, so like I said before, I kind of see it both ways. I love being able to finally get that item. Sometimes I feel that the wait is definitely worth it, especially if it's an item that you really, really want, you know, so I don't know. I see it 50-50. 50-50, you know, part of me hates it. The other part of me loves it and appreciates it for what it is. But the waiting can definitely be, it can be really difficult, you know, because you're thinking, well, what if it doesn't work out? What if this? And I feel like sometimes those doubts start to creep up even more because you don't have the handbag. And I also have to say this about pre-orders. You don't have to worry that just because you already purchased it, that you're pretty much stuck with the handbag. Not at all. If the bag comes in and you're just like, you know what, that loving feeling is gone. I've lost that loving feeling. I don't want it anymore. You can end up returning it right then and there. So you're not permanently stuck with a handbag either. I just wanted to throw that out there just in case. So, I mean, it's not like you have to buy it. It's not like you have to walk away with it just because you put down a deposit. But yeah, it's, I feel like the struggle is real when it comes to pre-orders. And other times I feel that it makes the excitement that much more because you're just like, when is it going to come in? When is it going to come in? And I feel like whenever I am on pre-order, I check my phone like crazy. I'm just like, did the phone ring? Did I hear that? Did they send an email? Like I drive myself insane. And I remember when I was on pre-order for one of my handbags, I would sit there like I was on the couch and I'm like, oh, I heard the phone ring. And my hubby was like, no, there was no ringing phone, you know? So I don't know, man, but the struggle is so, so real. So I love it and then I don't love it, but at the end of the day, I do appreciate the fact that I am able to get my hands on a handbag because I feel like if you do end up waiting, like if it's a very, very popular handbag, if you do end up waiting for it to be available in the boutique, it's never going to happen, you know, because like I said before, I feel like those days are gone and it might take months or it might take a year for it to actually be in the boutique. You walk in and it just happens to to be there, you know? So I do hear of stories where people walk in, unbeknownst to them, the item is available, which I think is fabulous. But I don't think that happens too often either. So I don't know. So I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Do you experience the same thing? Are you a fan of pre-ordering? Are you not a fan? Let us know in the comment section down below. But remember, I've said before, those 50 Shades of Crazy, that's one of those shades that that I feel like I hear things. I don't know. I need to just be quiet now. But anywho, again, let us know in the comment section down below. And if it does end up coming in, hopefully it ends up coming in sooner than you think. And congratulations on your soon-to-be item. Next question from Lindsay Schwab. Hopefully I said that correctly. I have a really hard time getting rid of a lot of my Coach, Michael Kors, and Tory Burch handbags. I've collected them before I started buying more higher-end luxury goods, and it's part of my journey to where my handbag collection has come to in present day. So while I don't use them nearly as much as I should, I have trouble detaching from them because of the memories that came with them. Am I crazy for having quite a large collection of handbags that I barely use? Do you think I should try and sell them? This is a fabulous question, and I completely understand where you're coming from. And you guys have heard me talk about this before many of times. I love attaching memories to handbags and small leather goods. I like being able to hold an item and remember how I got it, who I was with, how the day went down. Sometimes I feel that it makes the item that much more special. And in the past, I used to have a pretty large handbag collection from Coach, and I had a very difficult time being able to detach from them, again, because of those memories that I added to the bags. Now, what really ended up helping me out so that way I can move past that was the fact that the memories that we make, they will forever live within our hearts well past we've had the handbag. So after the handbag has made it into your collection and after it's left your collection, those memories will forever live within your heart and no one will be able to take those away. You know, so while I do love being able to attach memories, being able to kind of view it that way helped me to move past it and be able to sell those handbags. So do I recommend you selling them? To be honest with you, I think it would be very unfair for me to tell you, yeah, absolutely, go ahead and sell them. I feel that it's very easy for people to say, yeah, sell it, no big deal, no big deal. But when push comes to shove, being able to detach from something is a lot harder than some people might think, you know, at least for me, because I felt like I had conflicting feelings. Part of me was like, okay, I love this item, I never use it. It literally sits there for years on end. And the other part of me was like, oh, well, I remember this and I remember this and I remember that. And I was so afraid of losing that memory that I ended up holding on to that item, you know. But once again, after I started viewing it that, okay, those memories will forever live with me, even after I've had the handbag, even after I've had this item or that item, it really helped me to be able to detach from them and be able to sell them and put those funds towards something else, you know? So I think that only you will know when it's time to be able to sell them. Whether that takes you a couple of months, whether that takes you a year, so be it, because being able to fully detach from it, that way you don't experience any type of seller's remorse or anything like that, I think is worth it, you know? But it's easy. It's easy for someone to say, yeah, not a big deal, not a big deal. But if you have experienced in the past, kind of like I have, it's not fun. You know, it's not fun. And some people might think that I'm crazy, but realistically, that's how I felt. I had those conflicting feelings and I was so afraid of losing that memory because I no longer had that item. And I'm happy to tell you that even with those items no longer, you know, in my collection, I still remember how everything went down. And you will know when it's time to, if you decide to sell them, when that time comes. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. What do you think? Do you have a hard time detaching from items, whether it is contemporary brands or whether it is luxury goods? Let us know in the comment section down below. You know, and like I said, some people might kind of look at me like, dude, you have issues, but I mean, I completely understand where you're coming from, but it was very liberating to be able to let go of those items that I no longer used and again, be able to put those funds towards something completely different and then make new memories with those items, you know. But at the end of the day, being able to remember that those memories, regardless of whether you have the item or not, they will forever live within your heart. So I don't know if this ends up helping you out. Good luck. And again, let us know if you guys have experienced this in the comment section down below. Next question from Pooja Gupta. Hopefully I said that correctly. Do you still love the Gucci Petite Marmont wallet on chain and any cons that you know now? Looking to add to my collection. Oh, right. So here is the Gucci Petite Marmont wallet on chain in the beautiful fuchsia. And so far, I still love this item. I think it is incredible and I feel that it offers so much. I love the simplicity that it has on the exterior. It doesn't have any bells and whistles. It's very understated. And I also like the fact that it doesn't scream Gucci either. The pebbled leather has been wearing fabulously. No issues with any type of scratches. And I also haven't experienced any type of color transfer. But what I really love about this wallet on chain, not only does it come with a built-in mirror. The reason why I love the built-in mirror is because that way you don't have to worry about carrying your compact. It allows you to carry more items with you if need be. But the greatest thing, hands down, is the fact that this wallet on chain comes with a removable strap. So this strap, you can either use it on your shoulder, you can use it crossbody. It is very lightweight. It doesn't dig into your skin either, and I haven't had any issues with tarnish. But the fact that you can remove it all together and use this either as a clutch or use it as a wallet, I think is wonderful because it allows you to maximize your space. You don't have to worry about having to give space to this and not carry another small leather good. You know what I mean? If you wanted to. But as far as what it has on the inside, you have one slip pocket here, you have a zippered compartment there, another open compartment, you have credit card slots, and you also have another slip pocket there. You know, so like I said, I feel like this wallet on chain offers so much. So not only does it have, I feel like the right essentials for you if you wanted to go very compact, but also the fact that it has a very awesome price point, I think is one of the best things as well. Because if you want to go for a wallet on chain without breaking the bank, and you still want to get amazing quality, then I think that this would be an awesome way to go. So I am a big fan, and I will also have to say that I find that this has just a tad more space than the Chanel wallet on chain. Again, because you don't have to worry about the chain. You know, you can end up taking this off completely and it gives you that much more space. So I highly recommend it, whether you decide to go for a pop of color or whether you decide to go for their neutrals. I think that this is an incredible wallet on chain. And it's not too stiff either. But yeah. Absolutely love it. So I don't know if that ends up helping you out, but if you do decide to go for it, congratulations on your wallet on chain. Next question from Donna P. How are you liking your MultiColor Petite Noe? I know you haven't had it long, but so far, what are your thoughts? Would you get more MultiColor items? All right, so here is the MultiColor Petite Noe, and so far, I am absolutely loving it. And trust me when I say this, I never thought in a million years that those words would come out of my mouth. You know, and I've always appreciated bucket bags from afar, but I never really wanted to go for them, especially with the Petite Noe, just because of the drawstring closure that it has. And as many of you know, I did have 2 Louis Vuitton handbags that had this type of closure and it drove me nuts, you know? So I was always like, no, not for me. But as I said in the reveal video, I eat my words because I think it is awesome. And I like the fact that, I love the size. I like the fact that it's not too small. It's actually a lot more on the larger side, which I think is great because it allows me to carry that much more with me. I know, I need to take it easy, but I love it. The colors are fabulous. And I kind of mentioned this on a post on Instagram a couple days ago, that the last 2 bags that I have purchased from Fashionphile have made it to my most used in some of my best purchases of that year. So I'm wondering if this will be number 3, you know, lucky number 3. I have no idea, but I love it. I actually haven't done anything with the closure. I haven't added those slides that a lot of you guys recommended. But for the most part, I end up just kind of taking out, like kind of making a bow and then taking it out. Other times I leave it completely open. When I leave it completely open, I feel that it makes it a whole lot easier. And another thing that I was thinking, because I did have the backpack that had this closure as I just talked about, I wonder if maybe I find it a lot easier because this is a little bit bigger, or maybe because it doesn't have like a flat closure. It's just an open kind of bucket. I wonder if maybe that's what makes it that much easier, and it's definitely been a game changer. But either way, I love this. I absolutely absolutely love it. And only time will tell, you know, if it ends up being one of my most used or one of my best purchases of the year. I also haven't swapped out the strap. I kind of like it this way, you know, and it definitely has, you know, those beauty marks that I talked about. But those beauty marks, I feel that it kind of gives it a story, you know what I mean? It gives it a little bit more character. And the fact that you don't see this bag everywhere, I think is wonderful as well. So absolutely love it. As far as adding other multicolor pieces to my collection, I mean, I would love to be able to find the Agenda GM in this same multicolor because I think it is just absolutely stunning. They are so hard to find. I feel like it's a unicorn for so many of us. You know, you don't see it too often, and when you do see it on the pre-loved market, the prices are insane. The last time I saw it was probably 3 years ago, and it was for $2,700. I was like, dang, dang, you know, but I think that is beautiful. And the other one that I really like is the Troville. I think it is beautiful. It's very similar to the Deauville, you know, so I'm kind of keeping an eye on it, but at the same time, I still want to just enjoy this one without necessarily going for another multicolor piece just yet. But yeah, multicolor, it'd be amazing if they reintroduced it back into the line. I don't think that's going to happen. Never say never, right? But this bag I think is just fabulous. So like I said before, I never thought in a million years I would say that about the Petite Noe or a bucket bag, just because I was so dead set on it not working out for me or for my lifestyle. So, but I'm curious, for those of you that do love multicolor, do you see yourself adding more pieces to your collection from the pre-loved market? Let us know in the comment section down below. But fabulous question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Stephanie McKenzie. Can you give us an update on the wear and tear of the card holder you had blinged out? Yes. So here is the Chanel card holder that I had strassed out last November, and so far so good. So far it has been wearing fabulously. I haven't experienced any issues with the stones falling out, and trust me, I have used this thing to death. I've actually used it a lot more these last couple of months than the last years that I had it combined. But I used it to death November, December, January, February. It seems like every month I end up just kind of gravitating towards it. But I absolutely love it. No issues with any of the stones falling out. And I really do like the fact that she also added, a bag of extra stones just in case any of these end up falling out. But like I said, so far so good. Not a single one has fallen off. And I do get a lot of questions as to how this ends up working out with my leather lined handbags, if it leaves any type of indentation, just because some of the stones, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, some of the stones are a little bit higher than others. And for the most part, I seem to use this whenever I use any of my Chanel handbags, whether it's my minis or my classic flaps. And I have not experienced any issues with indentations, whether I'm carrying a little bit more or a little bit less, but no issues whatsoever. And I am not careful with it either. I promised myself I wasn't going to put it in this bubble, and I have just been enjoying it to the fullest. And every time I take it out to take out my card when I go to pay, I get so many compliments, and I just really love the color. And as I said before, when it comes to Urban Bling, she's the one that ended up blinging this out or strassing it out. Her craftsmanship is absolutely impeccable. I mean, it just looks beautiful. I absolutely love it. And I am still thinking about getting one of my handbags strassed out. I don't know which one, although I do end up leaning more and more towards the pink Chanel mini. I think that would look beautiful. Can you imagine in the AB rose crystals on that thing? Oh man, I can already picture it, but at the same time, I think, well, you know what, just leave the lambskin. I love the pink lambskin, so only time will tell. But as far as wear and tear, it has just been incredible. So I will definitely end up doing more updates the more and more that I use it as time goes by, just in case you guys are also thinking about getting your items strassed out. But as I said previously, her craftsmanship is incredible. So I love it. But fabulous question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Lisa Frederick. How do you feel about Louis Vuitton fragrances? I don't recall you owning any. So when Louis Vuitton first launched their fragrance line, I was so excited. As many of you know, I love perfume, so I was thinking, yes, it's about time. I can't wait. I can't wait. And sadly, to this day, I have yet to find one that ends up working out with my body chemistry. I cannot do them justice to save my life. And trust me, I have gone in there every time they release a few at a time. I go down to the boutique, I try them on, and while they might smell really great the first 5-10 minutes, after 20 minutes, I'm just like, you know what, get this thing off of me. It just doesn't end up working out, which is such a bummer. And it might be a blessing in disguise because those travel cases that you can buy for them, I'm not saying that you have to solely use them for your fragrances, but still, the way that I see it, I think, okay, if I can't make the fragrance work, then I'm not going to go for the case. I'm not going to go for the case because we all know I can get carried away with any type of accessory or small leather good or what have you. But yeah, I just cannot make them work. And I actually do have two of them. I have the Rose de Vent, and I also have, I can't remember the other one. This guy, kind of like what I talked about last week, I feel like Cinderella's ugly stepsister because there are times when I try to make it work. Like I feel like I'm trying to force it to make it work and still to no avail. I put on a little bit, and after like the first 20 minutes, I'm just like, you know what, it's not working, it's not working. And even though I know it doesn't work, I still sit there from time to time and I think maybe this time, maybe I'm having an off day. I don't know. But Louis Vuitton fragrances reject my body. And the biggest bummer is that the hubby has L'Immensité and it smells incredible on him. There are a few others that smell so good on him. But when it comes to myself and my body chemistry, it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. But I would love to know, how do you guys feel about the Louis Vuitton fragrances? I know that a lot of people love them. I know that a lot of people say that the staying power is amazing. You know, you can still smell it after 8-10 hours, which I think is incredible. Have you had a different experience? Did you experience the same thing that I do? Let me know in the comment section down below. But when it comes to Louis Vuitton fragrances, I absolutely love them. They smell incredible on other people, just not on myself. So I don't know, but I'm still gonna try. I'm still gonna try, and maybe one day they'll come out with one that has Mini written all over it. Who knows? But great question. And the last question from Stacy Myers. Out of all of the Polene bags you have, which one is your favorite and why? I'm looking to add one to my collection and stuck between the number 1 mini and the number 7. All right, so out of all of the Polene bags that I have, I don't know how helpful I'm going to be because it's actually between those two. This is the number 1 mini and the number 7. I think both of these are wonderful. I have had the number 1 mini a lot longer than the number 7, and I've said it before that when it comes to the craftsmanship of their handbags, I think it's wonderful. I really like the size of this. I also like the silhouette. It's very unique. The pebbled leather is absolutely incredible. No issues with wear and tear, especially on the corners there. It does have those feet. It is very spacious because you do have these little snaps that allow you to carry a little bit more, have a little bit more play, I should say. Or if you wanted to have it keep its structure, you just kind of end up snapping them in. But I'd have to say that the biggest con when it comes to this bag, as I've said in other videos, is the fact that this strap, while it is beautiful and no issues with tarnish, it can also end up digging into your skin if you end up carrying a little bit more with you. So with this one, I really had to find my happy medium as to what I want to carry. And sometimes I am compelled to carry a little bit more with me. And when I do, I can definitely end up feeling the weight of this handbag, you know. But I love this strap because it does allow you to either carry it crossbody or on your shoulder. But again, if you carry a little bit more with you, you will definitely be able to feel the weight. But the pebbled leather, I think, is beautiful. And when it comes to the number 7, as I said before, I haven't had this too long, but in that short amount of time, I have thoroughly enjoyed this bag. I think it is incredible. I love the structure. I love the size that it has. I really like how understated it is as well. And I haven't had any issues with the smooth leather, although They also ended up introducing the grain leather, which I think is wonderful. So that way it makes it that much more carefree. But when it comes to the smooth leather, I haven't had any problems with you being able to see creases or any type of wrinkles either. But it is very, very spacious. It looks small, but it definitely packs a punch because you do have this type of interior. And you also have one little slip pocket there, as does the mini. Now I'd have to say, kind of like what I mentioned in the other video, that the biggest con would be the fact that you cannot remove this strap. However, you also have 4 adjustments that I feel makes it very, very generous. So it's not too limiting either, even though you can't end up taking off the strap. I actually find that I do like carrying it either on the crook of my arm or as a hand carry bag because it does have that much more versatility on how you can end up using it. But I like this little strap there, and you can also end up removing it. But I think both of these bags are beautiful. I don't think that you can go wrong with either. As I've said before, with their craftsmanship, it is amazing, and they also have a fabulous price point. So it's really a matter of what it is that you want to add to your collection next. If you want something maybe a little bit more casual, it still has that unique type of silhouette. And if you're not going to be carrying too much with you, then I would recommend going for the number 1 mini. If you want something that's maybe a little bit more versatile and also a little bit more comfortable to use either crossbody or on your shoulder, I would recommend the number 7. But both of them are absolutely beautiful. So I don't know if that ends up helping you out, but congratulations on whichever one you decide to add. All right, you guys, so that does it for Minks Monday Q&A. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope I was able to help. You guys had some awesome questions this week. If you enjoyed it, make sure and give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys later. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day.